even though she physically wasn't here, the expressions, the experiences were still very real. And that allowed me to forgive her. And in the end, I felt that she was offering the forgiveness even beyond the grave.
So it washes away those negative memories, and then it leaves you only with the positive memories?
Hi everyone, this is Saul Aronovitch, and welcome back to Journey Through the Veil. In this final part of Beyond Apology, Natalie and I will talk about forgiveness when the person is no longer with us, and how to let go without losing that love, and how to find peace beyond closure, even if the person is not around anymore. Enjoy. The events of the past become as if you're watching a movie, but you're not a part of the scene anymore. You're not an actor in the movie anymore. You can watch it like an outside person who's seeing, who's witnessing, and you can experience the emotions in the way that you watch a movie and you feel the emotions of the characters. But your actual experience, the connectedness that drew you into such frenzies and into such pains, that's gone. That left.
At all levels of depth, even? There's no hidden depth where there could be still some forgiveness needed?
Well, ways that I kind of I keep in mind of this, I try and be self-aware as much as possible, so I look for triggers. And when a trigger occurs, so if something happens and I'm reminded of events of the past, I look at those events, you analyze them, you name them, you step outside of them by discussing them, and soon enough, they become part of the rest of the movie that you're seeing from the outside. More and more and more until eventually there's practically nothing left. And the ultimate tests come when the scenarios are extremely similar, or it could be through children that you witness it through children who are going to experience those exact events. How are you triggered now? Are you triggered as a trauma? Are you triggered as a parent who's giving consults to ensure it doesn't happen to the child? It's always self-aware. And as you're self-aware, that's your gauge, knowing how you are, how well you've processed your own traumas.
That's profound when you say that, how we're living almost through the child or witnessing, trying to prevent them from going through what we went through. It is quite profound because you see that all across the board, all across the world, all nationalities and all belief systems. You see it, people wanting to protect their children and not having to go through what they went through.
For sure. And the issue can arise when it becomes so much where there's the person feels they're back in the same story. They're not in a protective mode anymore. They're in a survival mode. Not as a protective outsider who's giving consult, but as a survivor, as if they themselves are experiencing it again. This is, of course, possible because they're reliving live events, even if they aren't themselves a part of those events from a first-person perspective. But of course, that can come back. So these are awarenesses that are challenging.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like right away when you said that, different flashbacks came, different events that happened in my life, but then seeing the repeat in the children or in friends or people I know going through the same thing, and now seeing it as the observer, witnessing it and thinking, okay, I get it now. Seeing all perspectives. Sometimes seeing it as what the aggressor, or seeing it as the victim, or seeing it as just a bystander, but viewing it in all different perspectives, like you're viewing it outside of a box, and you're seeing every angle of the box. It's quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. It is. It goes back to what we were saying before. It's just challenging. Sometimes we forget that we're the observer outside the box. We're so focused on it, we're in the box. And that's the biggest thing about being here, being the witness, as opposed to being in the experience. We're part of the experience, but we are not the experience itself.
100%. It's funny, it makes me think of when I heard someone telling their story and how it took them years to let go and to forgive. And the only thing they did, because they didn't have access to the individual who was still alive, but they didn't have access to them, they just kept saying, whether it's God, God bless so and so, or whether it's the universe, let the universe bless so and so that way there could be peace, you know? And not even necessarily having those words, but to do that every day, every time you think about it. And then sometimes could be only 5 times a day, and then others it could be 1,000 times in that day. The difference it made after 3 years of doing it nonstop, there was suddenly peace in the individual's heart.
It's like what I was saying, at some point about the drops on a concrete, right? Just one drop in the same place over and over and over again. Eventually the concrete will crack. So it doesn't, the goal is not the anticipation of how long does this take. It's just a constant expression of gratitude, of compassion, of that expression of love and forgiveness and acceptance. And even at the beginning, if it's not really believed, but the action is there, you do it long enough, it sticks. Like anything else, we can turn any we can turn any action into a habit, and then it becomes a part of our culture. So in this case, it's the same thing. And we have this power. We can do it for anything. Pick a topic, pick a scenario, pick a word, and you do, and you go. And if your discipline is strong enough, you can achieve it, accomplish it. Even if you not 100% sure at the beginning, you don't have to. You can doubt it fully, but you just keep your discipline of your words and the intention. That's the important thing, is the intention of that love, acceptance, and forgiveness. Be intentional with the words, and the rest will follow. But to be disciplined, and that's the challenge, because you'll be challenged by the events around you, and people will throw you off, or you'll be re-triggered. You maintain that discipline, and you'll crack the concrete.
Well said.
Thank you for walking with me through this 3-part journey into forgiveness. And as we close this chapter, I want to share something new. Starting next week, Journey Through the Veil will open into a different form, not just through audio, but actually video as well. I want us to meet in a way that feels more personal, where you can not only hear the reflection, but see the presence behind it. We'll explore our veils together, your experiences, my experiences, not just as ideas, but as something shared and lived. There's so much ahead of us to discover, deeper awarenesses, deeper understanding, and a deeper sense of what truly matters in this life. I look forward to exploring all of that with you. I am Saul Aronovitch, and this has been Journey Through the Veil. Until next week, bye for now.